Hi, it's Miss Summerfield here, and today I'm going to show you how we solve an addition calculation using our calculation policy. We'll move through concrete, pictorial and abstract methods. This method helps children really understand why addition works, not just how to get the answer. We are going to discuss the vocabulary we use in school and any misconceptions you may have. For example, lots of people use the word sum for any calculation. So for example, if they're doing a subtraction, they say, do this sum here. However, when you actually find the sum of two numbers, it means addition, and addition only. And therefore, the word calculation needs to be used for multiplication, division and subtraction. So we're going to start with just talking about place value. So here we have a place value chart with the headings, thousands, hundreds, tens and ones. And whatever is in each column represents the value of each digit. For example, 56 has 5 tens, which is 50, and 6 ones. Now, before we look at addition, I would like to explain the zero in a number. Now, sometimes there are no ones or no tens in a number. And when that happens, we use a place value holder, which is the number 0. The 0 shows that that place is empty, but it still holds space so the digits stay in the correct columns. For example, the number 1056. So in this number, the 0 means that there are no hundreds. But without that number, without that digit 0, the number would just be 156, which doesn't have the same value as 1056. The 0 doesn't mean that there's nothing important there. It means that there are no hundreds, but the hundreds column still exists. This knowledge is essential for the children to understand place value fully. So the first stage of addition is the concrete stage. And at the concrete stage, we use real objects to represent the numbers. Now I'm going to solve the calculation. 347 add 235. And today I'm going to use place value counters, which we use often in school, and a place value chart. Now this is a typical calculation used in year 3. So with the counters, we represent the hundreds, the tens and the ones. So I'm going to start by making my first number. So I've got 3 hundreds, 4 tens and 7 ones. 347. And underneath I'm going to represent my second number. 2 hundreds, 3 tens and 5 ones. 235. Now I'm going to start by adding my ones together. Now, as you can see, I've got 12 ones. Now, when I have 10 ones, I can exchange them for 1 10. Now, exchanging means you're trading 10 ones for 1 10 because they are equal in value. Now, we do this because as our numbers get larger, it keeps our numbers organised, stops confusion. So as you can see, now that that trade has been made, it is a lot easier and a lot more organised to add our numbers. So now we can add the ones together, add the tens together, add the hundreds, and now we have our answer. So now I'm going to move on to the pictorial stage. And instead of using real objects, we're going to use drawings or representations. Now we're going to use the same calculation as before. 347 add 235. So I'm going to draw and represent the numbers and draw circles for counters. So I've got 300s, 4 10s and 7 1s. Now I'm still showing hundreds, tens and ones just in a picture rather than using the equipment. Now you don't need to write the value of each counter on the actual drawings, as we know that they're tens because they're in the tens column. So I'm now going to set out my second number underneath, 2 hundreds, 3 10s and 5 1s. Now, just like before in the concrete stage, when I add the ones and reach 10, I exchange them for 1 10, and I am circling the 10 and showing that I am exchanging it, and I am then drawing my circle into the 10s. It's just showing it in a visual way. And then I can add up my ones, find the total of my tens, and find the total of my hundreds to find my answer. And finally, we now move on to the abstract stage. Now, without the concrete and pictorial stage, the children would just learn a method, but wouldn't have the understanding of why they are exchanging without them stages that come before. So the abstract stage is just where we use numbers and symbols, usually written as column addition. So I'm still thinking about the hundreds, tens and ones, even though I can't see them on a place value chart anymore. And I'm going to set out the calculation. So I'm going to start by again adding the ones. And when the ones add up to more than 9, I exchange 10 ones for 1 10. And that's why I write the extra 10 underneath the tens column, because that is the exchange 10. I can then add my tens together, including that exchange 10 that's underneath. And then I can add my hundreds together. So we've solved the same addition using concrete resources, pictorial representations, and ending with the abstract written method. Now, exchanging happens at every stage. It's just shown in different ways. And this approach helps children build a deep understanding of addition and place value. So I hope this video has been useful to explain how addition is taught to your child in our school. There are other videos for subtraction, multiplication and division. Thank you for watching.